Hey friends, welcome to Millennial at Midnight. This is Saul, one of our ball pythons. He's pretty long, but relatively normal size after seeing Leviathan, obviously. I like his black eyes and pretty head. He is a special morph of ball python. I can't remember what kind he is right now. 1970s looking it up for me. He's kind of a shy boy. He's one of the ones, like I told y'all about, that would ball up tight. He would have been beautiful jewelry back in the day, but I'm glad he's not. He just lives in a snake paradise. Chills out. See, just hanging out. Got his little puppy python face. Isn't it adorable? Just does his thing. Oh, Bubby. Just do your thing. I don't know if y'all can see, but he has a nice purple pattern on his head. He's got a slight yellow tint to him, even though from a distance he really looks white. Hey, Bub. How are you, Bub? Oh, he did a little retract. Now he's ready to move around. When he's done being balled up, he's just done all at once. It's like he's anxious and he's anxious, and then all of a sudden he's not. Oh, you're gonna give me kisses? Snake kisses. He's got his tongue out, just checking everything out. He is ready to roam. Let me see if I can get him to let me show y'all his length. Can you show the people how long you are, Soul? I can kind of see here. Yeah, he's decent size. He's a decent sized boy. Very pretty, fancy boy. Very pretty, fancy boy. He's going for the face, giving me kisses again. Y'all see the tongue flicks? Oh, camera bloop. Gonna bloop the camera. He likes to go back up through my fingers and come back up around for my shoulders or my face. Well, I think he's getting shy from the camera, so I'm going to go ahead and put him up, and then we'll have this week's story, friends. Are you ready to go back to bed? Go back to your home? Aw. Snake hugs are the best hugs. Hey, Bubby. Now, obviously, I would never do it, y'all, but isn't he beautiful, Jory? Well, since he's hiding his head, I will go ahead and put him up, and then we will read our story, friends. So today I thought it would be fun to do some funny history. Like, no one dies, no one gets disemboweled, there's no one at the stake, and they don't come back as zombies, anything like that. So we're going to read from a book called The Devil's Pretty Daughter by Vance Randolph. And he's a historian who published books of Ozark folklore. That's Southwest Missouri, where I'm from, in Northwest Arkansas area. And it's all about different folklore that he collected there from the 30s through the 50s. He talked to some of my ancestors at the time, he was friends with them. And the story we're going to read is called False Faces in Missouri. Now, first, let me give you a little history lesson on what a couple of terms that are used in this story mean. This was published in 1955. Let me show you the illustration. The other term I need to explain, and I'll put a picture up here, is the pukes in puke territory. Puke, just like puking up. The reason why Missouri, Southwest Missouri specifically, was at one point called the Puke Territory was because in the 1800s, early 1900s, whenever mining exploded in Missouri, lead mining specifically, I lost my earbuds. Lead mining specifically, the appearance of the rough miners everywhere in all the town caused a term to be coined that Missouri had just puked up its worst. And that's why the territory became known as the Pukes for that mining period. It was a derogatory term meant to dehumanize the people, but also, as Missourians and especially Ozarkians do, they tend to laugh at it, make fun of things that are meant to put us down. The term hillbilly was supposed to be a horribly, horribly derogatory term, and in Southwest Missouri, we took that and started selling it back to the people who said it to us and made money off of it. Take a look around at Branson, Missouri. Everything there is coined as hillbilly this and hillbilly that, or at least it was until the last 10 years or so. But a lot still is. Okay, so with those clarifications, here is our story. False Faces in Missouri. One time, there was a fellow named Rufe Yenowine that worked on a newspaper in Arkansas. Every time somebody robbed a bank or anything like that, Rufe would write a fine story about how it happened. He was a good hand at such as that because he knew all the WHORES and gamblers and congressmen and policemen and fellows that had got in trouble with the law. Then people would tell him lots of things. And because Ruth had sense enough to keep his mouth shut about where he got it from, the stories he wrote was printed in big newspapers like Little Rock and Kansas City and even St. Louis. The only thing wrong with Ruth was he always drunk too much on the holidays. There was one 4th of July. He got on the bus and went to Missouri. When he woke up in a big hotel, his bottle was gone, so he come down to the bar. Soon as he got feeling better, Ruth walked out on the street, and a big truck pretty near ran over him. Things went from bad to worse all day because the policeman up there didn't know him. And when Ruth finally got back home, he was still goggle eyed from the experience, and he sat down to write a piece for the paper about how things are in the Puke territory. He says in the story that people up there in Missouri all go around with false faces on, like those masks that kids wear for Halloween. The fellow that run the paper was kind of rattled that day because of one thing and another, so they printed Ruth's story just like he wrote it. The home folks thought it was a good joke, and lots of big Oklahoma papers printed it too. But the people that lived up around Joplin began to send in letters about how it was an outrageous lie because nobody in Missouri wears false faces. There was so many letters come in that the fellow that run the paper got mad. He says Ruth will have to apologize and tell the citizens it was a misprint. So next week, Ruth wrote in the paper that everybody makes mistakes, and maybe there are some boys and girls in Missouri that don't wear false faces. But I still think it's a good idea, he said. The Pukes was madder than ever when they read it. "What do you mean it's a good idea?" said a fellow in Neosho. "We don't need no goddamn false faces, I tell you." And a lady in East Elsie wrote how she is coming down there to horsewhip Ruth and maybe burn down the newspaper office too. The fellow that run the paper kept a grumbling about the letters from Missouri because some of them were downright vulgar. And one fellow sent a telegram all the way from Jefferson City. Finally, Ruth says, "To hell with people if they can't take a joke," so he quit the job and went out west somewhere. They say he done fine, too. But if Ruth ever went up in Missouri again, the home folks never heard about it. What do y'all think about that story, friends? I thought it was so funny. Dude was so mad because he didn't get treated like a big newspaper man in Missouri. Nobody knew him up there. The policeman didn't know him, and he got treated like an intoxicated man on the street that he was. So he decided to write in the newspaper that everyone in Missouri wears Halloween masks all the time. You can't even tell. Oh my God. And the people got so mad that he had to quit his job. It just cracks me up. This was recorded in 1955, so it happened earlier than that, and I know that this is a real deal. I heard about it from one of my great aunts. She was still mad about it in the '80s. And I hope you enjoy getting to meet Saul. Let me know what you think in the comments about the false face stories and about Saul. Have a good day, friends.